Hello, I'm Susan Howarth, President and CEO of WEDU in Tampa, and currently I'm proud to serve as the chair of the Digital Convergence Alliance. On behalf of the members of the DCA, I want to welcome you to today's webinar. It's our goal that during this next hour, you will come to appreciate what has proven to be an excellent investment on the part of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the 11 PTV stations that make up the DCA. But before getting into the heart of today's presentation, first let me give you a little background on the DCA. The Digital Convergence Alliance is a not-for-profit 501c3 corporation that was established in June of 2012. It involves stations as far north as Milwaukee and as far south as Miami. Large market stations like WTTW in Chicago and small market stations such as WEFS in Cocoa Beach. We include community and university licensees and one station licensed to a metropolitan school system. I make that point to show you that we've been able to bring together a broad cross-section of stations in pursuit of what we expect to be mutually beneficial opportunities, whether to save costs or generate new revenues. The first DCA venture is, of course, the creation of our centralized master control service. But because what we are offering is so much more than just a master control operation, you'll hear us refer to it as our Network Operations Center, or NOC. Before we move on, I want to make the point that the development of the NOC was a truly collaborative process, involving the management and staff from all 11 stations. Of course, there have been challenges along the way, but we've worked through them together. If at the end of the day your organization chooses to become a part of the DCA's NOC, please know that we look forward to engaging you as we pursue other such collaborative opportunities. To tell you more about the development of the DCA and the Network Operations Center, here's Michael Boylan, President and CEO of WJCT.
Thank you, Susan. I am standing here in our darkened master control facility. It was March of 2014 that we last broadcast from here and have never looked back. The seed of the formation of the DCA goes as far back as July 2010, when we first learned of CPB's offer to support the creation of centralized master control facilities. From that point forward, it took nearly 2 years to engage, at the time, 10 PTV stations to embark in earnest on the creation of the DCA and its network operations service, and nearly another year before the grant was officially awarded by CPB. In order for this to be a successful venture, we set 2 priorities. The first being the ability to provide member and client stations a comprehensive, reliable service. In a few moments, Tony will be demonstrating how we were able to achieve just that. The second priority was for the service to not only replace, but enhance both the broadcast operations as well as the on-air presence of the member and client stations. Again, we have demonstrated success here as well. From the onset, we understood the importance of this venture. It was to be an opportunity for PTV stations from around the country to set aside, in some respects, its legacy service and focus more of its energies and resources on its future, that being content creation and connecting with their respective communities. Shortly after WUCF acquired its license to serve as the PBS station in Orlando, we offered WJCT to be its master control. They hold a unique place in public broadcasting history as perhaps the only television station to never house a master control facility. They went on the air in November of 2012 from this very space, and subsequently migrated to the DCA NOC shortly thereafter.
You're watching WUCF Central Florida PBS, a community service of the University of Central Florida, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Melbourne.
Here's Polly Anderson, the Executive Director of WUCF, to speak to that experience and what it has afforded them in terms of building a strong community presence from day one.
I'm Polly Anderson, General Manager here at WUCF TV in Orlando, Florida. We're licensed to the University of Central Florida. In 2011, the community licensee decided they were going to sell to a religious broadcaster, which would have left the nation's 18th market without any PBS service. So the university stepped in, and with the help of many partners, including WJCT in Jacksonville, we were able to maintain a signal here in Central Florida. Our partnership with WJCT, though, was temporary until the DCA was built. At that time, we went into the Joint Master Control System, and it's been a great experience for us. We have 4 streams, 1 HD and 3 SD streams, all managed, and so that we break into the streams, we brand them, and we include underwriting spots. We don't have the capital investment and the recapitalization that other stations have. We are building this model according to, or we were going by the Public Media Models of the Future paper that was published a few years ago, which talks about community involvement. So by not having a master control, we've never had a master control, we haven't missed it, we're able to concentrate on the 2 areas for us, which are content, producing quality content, and also connecting with the community, and that's what this has allowed us to do. So by every metric, our station is very successful. We are raising money. We are about 65% over where we were when we started this venture. We have increased our fundraising on all areas about 25 to 28% per year in the 3 years of our existence, and we are very pleased with our partnership with the DCA. I urge you to, if you're thinking about this, take that step. It's been a great experience for us. We have a very robust system, and we are able to concentrate on those areas that really make a difference to us, content and community. Thanks.
I'm Tony Alicia, Vice President and COO of JCT Services, who are contracted by the DCA to operate the DCA Network Operations Center, or NOC. As Michael mentioned earlier, performance and reliability are and have been key tenets of the DCA as an organization and of the DCA NOC as the facility that was created to manage our station's master control and traffic operations. The NOC facility is not located at one of our member TV stations, but rather at this secure data center located a couple of miles south of downtown Jacksonville, Florida. Early on in the formation of the DCA, it was decided that we wanted to be able to provide world-class infrastructure and facilities to maximize the performance and reliability I mentioned a minute ago. It was also quickly determined that we wanted to focus our DCA NOC team's efforts on providing services that are in our wheelhouse, and that we would partner with a company whose core competency was in building and delivering those world-class services. That partner is Cologix, and this is their JAX 2 data center and home to the DCA NOC. This is a 125,000 square foot, network neutral, Cat 5 hurricane rated steel frame and brick building. The building was constructed in the early 1970s and has undergone a number of major renovations, most recently in 2009 and again in 2014 and 15. The facility is unsurpassed in space, power, network, and security services with redundancy, its key feature. Power, HVAC, network, and security are all hyper-reliable and redundant. We operate on the same power grid as Memorial Hospital for FEMA-guaranteed restoration of utility power when outages do occur, but building redundancy means that there has not been an electrical outage in this facility since 1978. We have 2N UPS redundancy, N+1 generator backup with 60 days underground fuel storage, N+1 cooling systems, and are in the midst of a massive construction project creating additional diversity and redundancy in utility power feeds, service entrances, and automatic transfer switching. Security at the DCA NOC includes RFID and biometric checkpoints on all entrances in mission-critical areas, a 24/7 manned professional security team, and of course closed-circuit TV throughout the facility. Cologix is the top connectivity provider in the area, offering direct connection to all major carriers. It's located at a fiber crossroads linking Florida to long-haul routes toward Atlanta and Dallas. One of the themes we'll talk about today is that the DCA is, we believe, the most comprehensive end-to-end solution, much more than a centralized or joint master control. That end-to-end solution includes direct fiber connectivity between our NOC hub and the spoke stations, fully managed by DCA and its connectivity partners, end to end. Data center infrastructure management is provided by Cologic's technicians to continually monitor services and alerting customers like us as necessary to any potentially business impacting situations. All this to say that the DCA believes that world-class technical services are impossible without a world-class technical facility, and we further believe that ours is without rival in our space. Let's have a look inside. As we mentioned earlier, we believe that the DCA offers the most end-to-end solution to clients as far as a centralized suite of services goes. And this is where it all happens as far as our operations go, the NOC. In this space, we offer complete master control, traffic, and engineering services. As you'd expect, we are a 24/7 by 365 operation. The heart of our master control operation is Grass Valley's ITX integrated playout platform. We handle ingest, content management, AV processing, branding, archiving, and playout within the system, among other tasks. ITX, of course, interfaces with our Myers ProTrack hub traffic system seamlessly, and we hand off from NOC to our spoke stations an ATSC-compliant transport stream over IP via our point-to-point fiber connections to each station. We monitor end-to-end our content at various points within our systems here at the NOC via Grass Valley's iControl head-end solution, as well as being able to integrate alarms and other information from our air chain equipment at the station. The foundation for our monitoring with iControl is a monitoring by exception model that utilizes a penalty box display to present any critical alarm conditions to our operators. In addition to the penalty box, we utilize a number of other monitoring tools as well as good old-fashioned eyes and ears to supplement the technology we have available to us. As you can see, we currently have 5 operator pods, where any combination of stations and streams can be configured to suit the monitoring needs at any given moment. Our full-time traffic department can and does handle all interaction between the station and the NOC, including as much of the programming of schedule grids, setting up program records, scheduling of promos and spots, including underwriting, and reviewing logs as stations desire. Through ITX's integrated Vertigo XG graphics package, DCA also offered to clients through our hub the localized customization of national interstitials, also known as bagging and tagging. We believe that the breadth and depth of the DCA traffic operations centralized offering is also unrivaled in the PBS world. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to Ken Rubin from Grass Valley, one of the key core team members who DCA partnered with to design and build what we're talking about today. So welcome, Ken.
Hi, Tony.
First of all, tell us a little bit about ITX and how it differs from a traditional broadcast workflow.
Sure. The traditional transmission chain consists of a series of proprietary hardware devices from multiple vendors, each modifying the signal prior to transmission. Each of these broadcast devices is typically controlled by the automation via native protocol using serial or Ethernet connections, and the multiple device control is responsible for the majority of the problems with automation today, purely as a result of the number of devices, connections, and protocols involved. In essence, the overall reliability is impacted by the high number of potential points of failure. In contrast, an ITX IT-based platform involves far fewer elements, and this promotes a higher level of overall reliability. With this system, the playout server, signal processing, master control, metadata insertion, branding, audience measurement devices, they're all replaced by enterprise-grade software and standard IT servers and storage with local area network connectivity. So ITX uses a small number of IT servers along with IT-based storage to hold recorded content. It uses a server for each channel, another to host the database and core services, and an IT disk array for content storage. These servers are architected in a client-server arrangement and are connected by an Ethernet LAN. All the devices on the system, ingest, playout, storage, and workstations are clients to the ITX framework. This scheme allows for extremely flexible design and provides a balanced environment for the various computing tasks.
Cool. Talk a little bit about the resilience of the playout system we're using here. In the eventuality of a failure, what happens to playout for the stations?
Sure. The ITX systems at DCA feature multiple points of redundancy. The framework database servers are replicated and managed for failover and maintenance. All workstations can access all channels and system services. The storage is all RAID protected. All the main channels have 1+1 redundancy. The content caching design will allow any playout channel to run independently, even if the rest of the system goes offline. DCA maintains the network redundancy, and all servers feature dual NICs to accommodate this.
Cool. Let's talk about graphics for a second. How are graphics managed so that they remain unique for each station and for each channel for those stations?
Sure. Each station's main channel is equipped with ITX XG inside. It's our Vertigo implementation and runs on each playout server channel. The stations each have their own version of our X Studio composition software, so the local art departments can make up their own graphics and then upload them to the DCA. Even the secondary channels have strong graphics built in, so they can be branded uniquely as the station desires.
Awesome. Video. We've got a ton of different formats out there in the DCA. How do we handle the myriad of formats? Do stations need to transcode everything to a common format?
Yeah, not really. ITX can play a mix of common broadcast formats natively, including the ASO3 files in several file sizes. DCA has selected XDCAM 50 MXF as their preferred format, but most others are also handled without the requirement for any transcoding, SD and HD. All of them can be mixed in the same playlist without any adjustments.
Just talk for a minute about Grass Valley's experience in supporting what we're doing here at the DCA facility.
Sure. DCA's had Grass Valley support from the beginning of the process. A system this complex requires regular support, both at the engineering side and at the workflow level. We've been working with DCA continuously to work through any sort of bumps that came up, but so we've been on site a number of times to help, and we have always had our support team ready 24/7 on call.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any last comments?
Well, at the end of the day, I think Grass Valley's ITX saves operating costs versus a traditional broadcast workflow for a station. And for a station integrating with DCA, it provides even greater benefits from this state-of-the-art, professionally managed facility. And I think it's a wonderful business model that has DCA set up and represents a great opportunity for the stations to do more with less.
Cool. Thanks, Ken.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Right now, I'd like to invite Chris Myers to say a few words about Myers' role in the DCA design and operation. Chris?
Thanks, Tony. It's really great to be here today to speak briefly about a project that we're incredibly proud of playing an important role in. For those of you on this webinar who don't know me, my name is Chris Myers and I'm the president and CEOs of Myers, the developers of the ProTrack broadcast management solution. Michael Boylan invited me here today to share with you some of the unique technical configurations we've built into our ProTrack hub and spoke solution for DCA's centralized master control service offering. I say unique because from the onset, the DCA endeavored to provide not only centralized master control solution to independent media facilities, one that enables stations to outsource its acquisition, playout, and storage of local, regionally, and nationally produced content. It also set out to provide varying levels of scheduling and traffic services as well. In order to accomplish this unique DCA requirement, we configured our ProTrack hub, which is located at the DCA NOC in Jacksonville, Florida, to allow their in-house traffic specialists to build and/or modify programming schedules, and at a traffic level, fill breaks and add secondary events for stations who are looking to outsource those responsibilities as well. Those that wish to retain those responsibilities in-house, the NOC traffic specialists at DCA can effectively act as a safety net, if you will, with reviewing logs and more, in case a station requires some last-minute assistance from the NOC prior to playout. In addition to this unique service offering, the DCA benefits from many of the standardized capabilities that our ProTrack hub and spoke solution offers that are essential for centralized master control solutions within the PBS marketplace. For example, automating air and record schedules and scheduling the proper corresponding feed. Automatically schedule the recording of any updated version of media and purge the old version. Automatically update the record information when a network feed is revised. Automatically record the first available feed for any media schedule at the NOC, and provide multiple media markups for station flexibility. It's been an absolute pleasure working with the folks at DCA to help create their unique service offering. We very much look forward to our continued collaborations with them to help independent and autonomous media facilities improve their bottom line and be more impactful in their communities by minimizing the labor-intensive and cost-intensive responsibilities associated with master control and broadcast operations in general. Thanks for allowing me to share my thoughts. Back to you, Tony.
And last but not least, I wanted to mention our team here at the NOC. We have a staff of a little more than 20 full-time folks here with us, all with incredible experience. In fact, the collective broadcast television experience here is more than 300 years. Average length is more than 14 years. So, with no disrespect to any kids out there, you won't be talking to an intern or someone in their first TV job when you deal with the DCA NOC. In fact, many of our folks joined us from the stations that are now using our services as part of the DCA. So, a fantastic, hardened and secure facility, a complete end-to-end broadcast solution, and a fantastic team of broadcast television professionals. We think it adds up to the DCA being a very compelling partner. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Michael.
I hope you have found this presentation to be helpful. I would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the very important role CPB played throughout this journey. In particular, we want to thank Pat Harrison, Vinnie Curran, Mark Ersling, and Don Lockett for their guidance and support. Finally, a special thanks to Dwayne Smith, who helped shape the technical plan we operate under today. Susan began this presentation by recognizing that this has been a collaborative process. I want to thank her and the other members of the DCA and their staffs for their support and patience. The decision to relocate what has been a core operation for your organization for so many years is not an easy one to make, but one that we all must face if we are to be relevant within our communities going forward. We believe the DCA's Network Operations Center is the perfect solution when you're ready to take that step.